How to get blood stain out of white shirt. You look so vulnerable. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can't just say you popped the cherry, right?
傷はどうなっとるん？
さすがに治した。
直し。
痛みはほぼ感じやんから。実生傷はほっとくけどな。
俺の決死の攻撃も無駄やったってことか。
Yeah, you used the knife, bro. Like, what?
なんかわかるか？
ああ、それがな。これに関することをほぼ覚えとらんのよな。記憶にもやがかかっとって。
Oh, now your memory's blurry? What?
俺がその脳抜き様なんかな。
This man, the whole entire time was like, remember that one time? Remember that one time? Like, he was doing that the whole time. Yeah, Hikaru really liked these, didn't he? Endo Family, Episode 8, Contact. What the hell is that? I mean, Grandpa should know, right?
もないんやけど。
そうや、光。七さんはどこやった？七さんを山に帰さんと、どうにもおらんのや。
Oh, the head?
昔、あんなことをおぬきさんにお願いしやんかったら、この村は人殺しの村や。
A murder village. Grandpa, you going to sleep?
じいちゃん?
You going to sleep, bro?
焦点仕掛けとる。
He left the world behind. Bro, wake his ass up. What were you saying? I don't know. It's kind of awkward to almost be murdered, huh?
あれから右耳だけ聞こえづらくなってまって、病院でも原因わからんかった。
Yeah, I'm like, is that where he was going from or what? This man was tickling her eardrum.
ごめん。
なんでヨシケが謝るん？誰も悪ないで。
I mean, he's the one harboring a monster.
私が言うてた悪霊ってヒカルのことなっとってまったんかな。
もしそうやったらあいつのこと嫌いになる？
わからん。
あんまり嫌わんといてやってや。
こっちで言うとる？
いや、冗談。
The way he's always kind of constantly filled with dread at some points.
多分俺がちょっと触ったから。人ってさ、俺がちょっといじれば壊れんねん。でも朝子精神強いから壊れんかった代わりに耳に影響出たんやな。
Okay.
ったことやけどな。
耳くらいでよかったとは思っとるよ。
Yeah, she is lucky it's only her ear. Hey, you got a little bad hearing, but you're not dead.
あの子、何か光の正体の手がかりに。ネットで見つけた不穏な地名のスレッド。首立ちって変な地名やな。確か図書館に地図。
Wait, yo, what? Nah, man. What the fuck?
光。
You just over here freaking out. Oh my god, this man's going crazy. God damn.
あの不審者の人入られてまったんや。
入られる？
うん。怖いのがこう中に憑依。この前の牧野も多分そう。野球部の先輩が急におかしなって暴れて怪我したって。
Oh, it's the spirit from last time. It was hanging out at the school.
中に入られて待ってるけど。
なんともないよ。
Yeah, that's a little bit different. That's actually Hikaru.
みんなに何かあったらどうしよう。最近こういうの増えたなって思ったら、とうとう学校まで来とるもん。私じゃ何もできやんのに。
You need to hit up Auntie and get some fucking powers. That's what you need to do.
なんとかするしかないやろ。いざとなったら俺が。
どうしたん？
You got a bruise?
なんか 腕が。
Damn, you bruised off of just that? Oh no, he can't do anything now.
何？
You can stab him now if you want to. Like, what the fuck?
ダルマステ。
なんやその名前。
希望ヶ山の昔の名前や。首立ちの字も今と違う。ダルマステ、腕刈り、廃村になった腕入りと、その下が足取り。これ、人の形か。
This man landed on a huge ass conspiracy. He was like, what the fuck? Yeah, we sacrifice different parts of people's bodies throughout these entire villages.
腕入りは明治中期にダルマステと合併、寛永2年の飢饉と疫病により多くの死者が出た。
I mean, not exactly a murder village at that point. That's just sickness.
希望ヶ山も首立ちも。
ちょっと声大きいかも。
We the only two in here.
私も首立ち出身なんですよ。
そうなんや。
つい最近母が亡くなるまでずっと帰ってませんでしたけどね。
松浦さんの娘。
Yeah, I killed that bitch like last week. Like, that's crazy. The way she just stared like that. Man, Hikaru, yeah, you weak right now. You better run. Sweating bullets.
ご冥福をお祈りします。
松浦さん。
はい。
能抜き様って知ってますか？
能抜き様の話は母がようしてました。母は幼い頃、あの山に忍び込んで何か恐ろしい目にあったらしく、能抜き様がおるあの山には絶対に入るなと。
やっぱり能抜き様って山にいる化け物。
How do you almost slip up like that?
特定の捧げ物と引き換えに益をもたらしてくれる存在やったらしいです。
特定の捧げ物。
やったってことは、
Somebody sacrifice?
能抜き様はあの村が分村するずっと前から崇められていて、やけどある時の飢饉でたくさん人が死んで、それを境にたたり神になってしまったんやと。やから絶対に山に入ってはならんよと。
So the famine started it though? It sounds like something else happened and then the famine started because of it, but I don't know. Like y'all fucked up.
私が小学生の頃、妹はあの山で行方不明になって。
それは能抜き様の。
This guy.
当時は村中大騒ぎでね。子供らは能抜き様なんてよう分かってませんでしたから。あ、でもはじめちゃんたちは何か知っとったような。あ、そうや、はじめちゃんのお父さん、武田のおじいちゃんに聞いてみるのはどうやろ。母と同世代やから。
すいません、なんかお母さん亡くされたばっかりやのに。
ええですよ。私は母にとって薄情な娘でしたから。それでも大事な人やったなあって今さら思ったりしてね。
朝が嫌や。毎朝お父やんがおらんことに気づくんやもん。
God damn.
ああ、俺たたり神やったんかな。
Bro, we don't even know if that's actually you. I don't know. I got it on they did something which then
お前さ、
invoked the mountain god to be like fuck
松
him.
浦さんに何したか分かっとるん？
いや、分かっとらんな、俺は。
Rent free.
俺はアホや。松浦のばあさんにも家族がおんのに、どっかで軽く見てたんや。知って重いわ。
It is.
何に対して謝っとんの？謝ったって仕方ないやろ。分からんのは分からんのやから。
Just saying sorry doesn't mean anything if you don't mean it.
これから先、お前がまた誰か殺してまったとしても、俺も一緒に罪を背負う。光のことを分かれば分かるほど、ここにおったらあかんってことも浮き彫りになるかもしれん。でも、もう目をそらすんはやめたから。
Better to understand, especially to prevent it, because this shit's been happening for generations. And then fake dingies over here.
お父さんに渡しといてください。お前な、 いつも人の話も聞かんと勝手だ。もっと説明なりな。いや何、お守りみたいなもんです。
Oh, wow.
乱れん人やせいでか
I was gonna say, this should sense it right there. You're marked with him. You got half his power too on you.
ここの子ですか？
あ、はい。
さ、ちょっと聞きたいことがあるんすけど、いいです？
なんですか？
ここの村のさ。
He looks way taller now.
何？
Now it looks shorter.
名産品？
Gives him half of Hikaru.
僕民族学者でさ、ここの集落のこと調べに来てるんですよ。
Hey, yo. What the fuck? What the fuck? Is that what it imagines? What?
このネズミね、相棒なんです。飼い始めて12年になるかな。
It wasn't even imagination. That shit actually happened. What the fuck was that?
特別。バケハムですから。
A monster.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you, somebody noticing this other than Auntie. Like,
僕と似てるよ。
he's marked himself. You want to start selling some organs and making barriers?
さっきの彼、なんか持ってるし、混ざってますよね。普通に人の姿をして生活するなんてありえるのか。
Piecing it together.
すぐに見つけるか。
That's the thing now, because if you're like shapeshifts into a person, you just gotta watch him. You only really around one person 24/7.
事案 AA104 番調査中っす。異常性はまだ見当たらないっすね。
わかりました。引き続き調査をお願いいたします。中間報告を怠らないように。
So I gotta know more about that organization too. There's the bell. So yeah, the other one that we saw before at the school with its long head, that was probably the one that was possessing the person to kill themselves.
さ、俺のかけらちゃんと持っとる？
持っとる。肌身離さずな。
絶対なくすなよ。それ壊れたら多分俺も無事やないから。
は？そんな大事な。
I gave you half of me. What? Dude's already bruising and stuff from simple bumps.
こんなに静かやったっけ?
Yeah, everybody did just leave. Oh, it's the bell. Put you in a domain expansion. Oh, never mind. No, that was the... Oh, I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna say anything anymore.
よしき。動かんで。来い、来い、来い、来い、来い、来い、来い、来い、来い、来い、来い、来い、来い。あかん。
You weren't strong enough? Yeah, you don't have the power, bro. I was like, you can't even really leave. It like puts you in a whole different dimension or some shit. Oh, so it was it. Man, that's some crazy shit. Yo, being attacked by crackheads is crazy. It was so unnecessary. Hey, was that Auntie? She literally slapped him back into reality. What the fuck? Like, that's the thing about this. There was a lot this episode. They were throwing a lot out because some of the previous episodes were focusing a lot more on the relationships. Like, some of the previous episodes were focusing a lot more on the relationship between, you know, Yoshiki and Hikaru and, you know, going about that whole entire thing. But this one just like throws a lot at you, from the village and how it's all shaped like a body, which means like, I'm like, did each individual village that broke off, did they get a body part or something? Like, you know what I mean? Or is that supposed to be representative of the god itself, or like what? But either way, the god is pissed off simply because there was a famine, which it makes me think that the famine was the god setting that because of something else that was happening, because as she said, it was a particular sacrifice that they were having. Not sacrifice, but it was a particular offering. I assume it's a sacrifice, but they're talking about a particular offering that they would give, but then, you know, a famine hit and they weren't able to give this offering, which pissed off the god, the mountain god, which, you know, led to everything happening as it is right now. And Hachi, that the grandpa is how is Hikaru's grandpa there? Because it's like we link it to the dad and it's like, okay, I didn't think grandpa was still alive. Grandpa's here and his motherfucker has all the knowledge and just simply just goes to sleep on us. But he was saying a lot too, where he was referencing Hachi, which I believe is the shrunken head. The shrunken head was there, that was like, it was supposed to be in their shrine or on the mountain or whatever, and it's the thing that's probably like, you know, the reason why everything is going haywire and stuff, because that's what Hikaru was supposed to do. He's supposed to like reset it, and it might be something where you just take it from their, you know, temple to the shrine or something like that, right? But he's referencing that, but he's also referencing, because there's like two gods here, right? There's the mountain guy, which they refer to, but then there's this other thing that's like also somewhat of a god, or may not be, or it's like a demon or something, but he's like, they put too much reliance and ask too much for it, and it's just kind of a little bit all over the place because we're like slowly connecting the pieces in. But I fucking love this. I love the fact that we're actually getting more about the village, because that's the biggest fucking conspiracy here. Like, everything's happening, but they are so like tight-lipped about it. They're saying everything and nothing, like completely nothing at the same time. But I'm liking that we're actually getting, you know, threads to people who are behind this initiative of trying to keep everything still aligned. But now Yoshiki's being tied to it. We got fake Denji over here. His bell is just like implanting itself into people and things and just killing them off. Like, and that's probably why it was representing that, a representative of that before with the moth. Like, I don't know if it caught a ride with the moth and that's how it functioned or what, but like, it started with the death of that, and then it just transitioned over from the school. That with the whole waking out crackhead experience, I was like, whoa. Like, it felt like it was just like a different thing. It's like, hi. Like, it's like, what is going on, bro? Yoshiki is still going in deep. Like, he's just like, you know, fucking, I'm balls deep. I just got to keep going. And, you know, it's just like last episode, Yoshiki already went over the deep end with him just being like, you know what, fuck it, like, you know, I can't kill you and everything. He's succumbing to that sort of emotion of like, damn, I can't really kill him, and like, I just kind of got to listen to him right now. And he's willing to, you know, Hikaru is willing to have that sort of redemption there, to be like, hey, look, I'm not trying to be this bad person. I want to be a different person. I want to understand myself. You know, Yoshiki's going along with that. But as you see with the last episode, it was like painting the entire town as if it was going to get massacred by him. And even when he said like, oh, let's experiment, and blood splattered on his face. But in here, we have him further going along that, just being like, hey, anything happens, fuck it, I'll step the sin with you, which goes in line with the last episode and all the images we were seeing and all the death and violence that happened. So it's kind of just crazy right now how everything is going, especially with Hikaru being like bruised and stuff. Like, it made him weaker, but I didn't know it was gonna make him that weak. He's damn near just mortal. He can't even take on the bell, which, you know, the bell is a specialty item. I don't know how it is. That shit is legendary. How fucked up is that? Because when you think about it, he's been selling his organs, essentially taking his organs and making barriers out of them, right? But then he has this bell that he can use that implants itself into other living things and then has them like basically sacrifice themselves until they get to their mission. Like, that is some fucked up shit. That is some fucked up shit. But I just love to see that we're getting so much more from here, and all the connections are, you know, finally tying in, because, you know, this whole thing with the company and what they're trying to do, and we kind of moved away from that the last like 3 episodes or so. We focused, you know, highly specifically on the relationship of them, but there's like so much more happening at the same time, right? Auntie bitch slapping him up. She literally went, "What's up, bro? You good? You need some milk?" I don't know how she's gonna react in this situation. I don't know if it's like Hikaru being weaker is gonna let him fly underneath the radar or what, but she's gonna be confronted with Hikaru there, and he should be fucked up in the eye and stuff. She should sense him and everything, you know? And then also she should sense the item that's on Yoshiki. She'd be like, "Damn, bro, what'd you do? Sleep with it?" Yeah, it was all in them guts. You should have saw me. Like, there's just so much in here, you know? Even with him, like, going further on the deep end, thinking about like the pain of loss and how much it affects us, which, yeah, it does, you know? This is the whole reason that we're really in this series right now with you since episode 1. Like, you couldn't necessarily forgive that loss, but at the same time, even though you try to, it keeps coming back and rearing its ugly head against you, and you're just like, oh shit, you're constantly traumatized, and you're running into the situation like it's an abusive situation, but not really, because the person is rather aloof and rather fragile, but at the same time the strongest thing here, and you're going into this thinking like, hey, maybe I can change it and maybe I can do these things, but you're not really doing them, which I have to give some respect to Yoshiki in this situation, because Yoshiki actually went out there and he started being a little bit more forceful this fucking episode. You can't tell me I'm going to tame you or I'm going to teach you some fucking ways and you don't have no pressure. You can't sit there and not supply pressure and talking about I want to, you know, teach you some things or show you a different way. Like, I joke about the brat tamer shit, but to be real, you kind of slipped up with all that stuff because you didn't really keep an eye on it. You just constantly do what you always do, which is ignore the fucking problem. So at least I know I'm going off on him right now, but at least in this case with Yoshiki, yeah, he's doing his thing. That's all I have to say. Fucking lost my train of thought, this fucking asshole. But I'm just joking at the end of the day when it comes to calling him an asshole and whatnot. But that grieving and that loss really just takes him out of it. It's so much him just like, I'll be the happy soldier that goes, like, I'll accept the sin. I'm like, what is this, Takagi? Like, I make the jokes about it, but it's like, fuck, you gonna disappear too at the end? Suicide was always the end. Oh my god, bro. But I'm just excited to see what else we're going to get with this, to be honest. So much in here. So much in here. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. And also, when he was talking about taking her out, right? It's like, it seems like he's pulling like an Aizen from Bleach, where it's like, if, you know, him being the spirit, if he gets into them somewhat, it just kind of just suffocates them and they just die essentially instantly. That's how he was talking about it. But with her, since she has this spiritual awareness and has natural defenses because of the fact that she's spiritually aware, he's like, I only tickled her here, like, you know what I mean? So she's like, hey, she got a little bit of hearing loss or whatever, but, and, you know, at least that's cool. Honestly, she should be teaming up with Auntie. Oh, it'd be it's so funny because Ghostbusters had an all-female cast. Ghostbusters. But that is pretty much it. There's just so much in here. Really loving the series, and want to see how this is all pieced together. Either way, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.